Welcome back, college baseball fans. This is the College Baseball Show live here in Charles Schwab Field in the dugout here. I'm your host, Mark Garland. I've got my guys with me, Jason Ratcliffe. How we doing, Jason?
Doing good. Great day of baseball. Not sunburnt, so I'm really excited about that. Saw some great ball and ready for day 2 tomorrow. Let's go.
Day 2 is coming up, and we're going to recap day 1. I got Monty Taylor on my right here as well. We are sunburned, Monty.
I was going to say, I feel like he just took a shot because he made sure when we were going up the stairs to point out my calves are really burnt. Like, thanks.
That was in kindness. That was in kindness.
Yeah, I don't know what it does for me. Like, it's burnt. Like, it's too late.
Monty's calves are burned. My face is burnt, but it's been a great day 1 here. What an unbelievable game we had earlier today. 25,000 fans showed up for that one. West Virginia beats Troy 7-5. That was a great ball game. West Virginia kind of pulls away late there. Jason, what are your thoughts on that first one? The crowd was outrageous.
Honestly, I think this one was a little off script for me. So I feel like the second game, it was kind of all right. You had 2 power pitchers that kind of just went. This one felt a little off script. You had Chance and Cole, who's kind of been standing on the mound, standing on his head, and just been Superman for the past few months for the Mountaineers. Seeing him get hit, a lot of his pitches really didn't get depth. You know, we talked a little bit with their coaching staff afterwards, and he just couldn't really find his pitches. So that was a little bit of an oddity. But, you know, what was an oddity was Troy was coming out swinging. And they're a team that could swing it, and they really showed it. They showed that they belong. They showed that it wasn't a fluke. But, you know, just enough good swings for West Virginia, some razzle-dazzle in the first inning or so with some stolen home plates. I'm sorry, am I taking everything?
No,
That's what I'm going for. Monty's giving me this look like I'm taking – I'm going to pass it over to Monty now.
He literally said he was just here for quips.
Yeah.
And I think he just set me up a little bit. No, I did want to talk about that steal at home because I thought that you should have let off with that. That was the first run. Yeah. And
it also set the West Virginia record for steals in a season.
That's wild. And it was the first stolen base, straight steal of home, I believe, since 2000, according to, I think Jacob Rudner had that tweet from Baseball America.
Yeah.
Who keeps that stat? That's what I want.
That's a good question. But I'll have to ask Jacob Rudner.
I feel like you should make that one up.
Yeah.
I mean, long enough back and no one's going to
that's a good run point. Back and check in.
And it may have been one of those ones since at least 2000 because I'm not going to keep looking back. But anyway, I mean, West Virginia just kept in the fight. It was a good back and forth matchup. I mean, it was looking like it was going to be a 12-12 ball game at one point because it was 4-4 after 3 innings. You had the power, you had the steal of home, and like I said, this is my 3rd year here, and one year I seen that, on opening day I saw a cycle.
Yeah.
And then another year I may not have been on opening day, but it was a no-hitter. Yeah. And this year, straight steal of home to kick things off. First run of the College World Series. First official run, if you don't count the softball game last night.
If you don't count the softball game last night.
The third was wild. You have a booted E4, get to second base, then you have a drop third strike, and he somehow gets to third on the drop third strike, and then he steals home. Like, that was the most manufactured run of all time.
It was so West Virginia from them just to be able to do it that way and steal home, and it was outrageous. And listen, big shout out to Ian Korn. He comes in that game. Unbelievable. He comes in there and gives them 6 solid innings. The guy comes out. The only mistake really was he said, hey, I missed on a slider, and Janetti hit it 460 feet.
Mark, it is corn country.
It is corn country. He was full. Stock is up if you're talking about corn country because he was on fire.
That pun intended?
That
pun
was
intended.
Okay.
I've been waiting all day so you find an audience that will appreciate a corn pun here because the ACC audience wouldn't appreciate a West Virginia corn pun. They might even think because of the way his name is spelled, I'm talking about the band. So I've been waiting for this recap show to make that corn pub joke. Corn pun joke.
Corn pun joke. Listen, I will say, too, the faithful West Virginia fans, Jason, you were on the field with me. Was that not just it was a little bit emotional for me. That got a little touching when the crowd started singing Country Road. The players turned around real quick. They got in the line and they started singing with them.
So I was talking to some North Carolina individuals before the second game, and we were talking about the 23 game because they were the first game versus Virginia. And we talked about how hot it was and there wasn't a ton of people. This place was packed. I mean, we basically talked about this was Morgantown, I don't know, what do you call it, West? This was wild. The amount of individuals that were here, and you could tell, like, as soon as that game ended, they were like, all right, when's the song coming on? Because it was quite an environment, and when you hear 20,000 people all singing, maybe not in the most tune, but at least in a lovely tune, it was great. I really enjoyed it.
Well, we knew West Virginia was going to travel, but I was still impressed with the Troy contingent as well. because we did have a full 25,000 people in both games.
Yeah.
And I thought, I mean, and by the way, what's the Troy population? 17,000?
It's 17,000. There
So-
was more than 7,000 more fans at this ballgame than are even in the city of Troy, Alabama. Unreal, Monty. Monty, how was that feeling from up top there for the country road? I know it was fantastic down here, but how'd the press box feel about it?
I don't think a lot of people were paying enough attention and appreciating enough.
Writing the story.
Yeah, exactly.
Read the story.
Some of these people are real professionals and don't get caught up in the vibes like some of us do. And
I
they're
do.
very, yeah, I get caught up in the vibes. You got some real professional old school journalists who very, very objective, and that's great for what they're doing. But sometimes you get to miss some of those fun moments. But it was certainly one of the cool moments, of the super regionals last week and the regionals before that. And obviously we're getting to experience it here in Omaha.
Yeah, here's the thing. Everybody's like, oh, this team's better than that team. Guess what? All 8 of these teams had to fight and claw to get here. I don't care what you say their rankings are. Throw those out the window. All that matters here is getting wins, and West Virginia is 1-0 in front of this crowd. It was outrageous. Let's move on to game 2. Monty, this was a back and forth. This is a bad heavyweight brawl. Like, this was 2 big boy teams going after each other. North Carolina and Ole Miss. Give me the highlights there, because, I mean, what a performance by Jason DeCaro for UNC.
Yeah, and exactly. It's interesting you bring this up because we're not a gambling show, right?
Nope.
But I will say,
Not
I
yet.
will say, I believe it was North Carolina was favored pretty clearly yesterday, like plus 140. And then they announced that they were going to go Rabe instead of Elliott, and that started to flip, and it got close to even. And so all of a sudden, North Carolina doesn't look as good. A lot of projections showing they maybe don't look as good against Rabe. And so my thought was, I like Ole Miss here, but DeCaro could match him pitch for pitch. We saw DeCaro go complete game shutty. He gives up the 1 run in the third or fourth inning, but other than that, stellar. 2 of the 3 West Virginia hits early on were very just bad luck baseball hits.
Yeah,
it was
for Ole
the
Miss.
double that ended up scoring was a 80-mile-an-hour bloop that landed just fair.
Shit.
Yep.
The shift got him.
Yep. And then the second hit was also a shift.
Yep.
It was
Hit through
and,
the shift
and
of the
it was a
ground
ball that just took forever to get to the edge of the infield, but there was
Yeah.
nobody over there. But yeah, I mean, DeCaro was fantastic and Rabe was fantastic, but at the same time, North Carolina was getting dominated, but I loved their game plan.
They took a lot of pitches. They forced Rabe to get into this game. Jason, we looked at Rabe and we're like, man, this guy's on fire. We come down here, we start watching from the dugout there, and all of a sudden the home run goes, and he, that ball hit Oppo by Hull was smoked, and the game was just fantastic here. I mean, all back and forth. I loved every minute of it, but Rabe looked like he was going, man.
Yeah, they always kind of use the cliche of a chess match. This one felt like a legitimate chess match because there were a couple of situations because both guys started their last inning at about 90, 92 pitches. And I know, Mark, we were looking at each other like, when are they going to come out? Like, when is this going to happen? And with Rabe, I think he got the first out or the second. When did Hull hit the bomb? Was it 1 or 2 outs? I can't. I just remember.
2 outs. There was 2
Yeah,
outs.
we looked at each other and we're like, he's at like 98 pitches. And we were like, do they wait for hooks? Like, they hit lefties hard. And like right as we're saying this, Oppo blast. And it feels like that's what Hull's been doing. He had the 4 doubles in a row versus USC and that game 3. It felt like all of them went Oppo. So, I mean, he was really kind of on it. And then you looked at like the 3-0 count, and they knew they were going to have to throw a fastball over the middle. And, Udamart just destroyed it. And so, I mean, like they had so many of these like little cat and mouse, but it felt like at the end of the day, one of the ones that they didn't decide was when they had a base open and they had a lefty-lefty matchup right there in that 9 hole, and they decided to throw at Colin, and that didn't go well. So I think ultimately there were enough decisions that were made correctly by the North Carolina side, and they were able to make it.
Yeah, we talked about that down in the dugout there of Ole Miss, and we look back and forth, and Bianco looks down his line, and they're like hey, man, do we go here? Do we pitch around him? And they ultimately decided to attack Heineck, and Heineck made him pay. Like, pitch 1, hammers that ball out of here. Monty, what a good at bat.
Can I say it? I get to use my phrase again.
You can use it.
The Heineck maneuver.
The
They
Heineck
utilized the Heineck maneuver if in danger of choking. That's all you got to do.
It was unbelievable.
It was unbelievable. That was insurance they may not have even needed because Gavin Gallagher, first hit in Omaha, every time he was getting up, by the way, today, they were bringing up the graphic. 0 for 13 in Omaha. 0 for 14 in Omaha. And then he gets the hit, puts them go ahead, which, by the way, I'd like to point out, Scott Forbes, again, offensive timeout, brings Gavin over after the first swing. I think Gavin looked like he was swinging for the fences. So
Yeah.
a moment there, and obviously Forbes downplayed it in the press conference, but the magic touch he's had all season with these offensive timeouts and then immediately coming through on the big hits, it's just unreal. Gavin lines it back up middle, 2-out hit. That's one run. And then obviously I want to talk about the freshman Tyler Howe.
You can talk about Tyler Howe. I mean, I looked over at Jason and said, this guy's going to be a dude one day. Monty comes down and goes, I want to talk about Howe. I'm like, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, this kid starts off the 7th inning with that huge walk, and then he gets a big, I don't know if they ended up scoring it a double or a single. It was probably a single
They
advance
called it
on
a
the
single
throw.
advance on the throw.
But he very key at bats, and this is the guy who you're probably circling in the lineup as maybe a weak point, right? He comes up big as a freshman on the biggest stage, and it's going to be overlooked a bit with the heroics of Heineck and DeCaro and Glauber and even Gallagher. But it should not be unnoticed of what Tyler Howe did today and what he could possibly do. Like you said, he puts on some muscle on that frame, and he's going to be a dude.
15 pounds on that frame, and that guy's going to be launching baseballs. He's got a real good athletic build. And we talked to Scott Forbes after the game. He said that kid could play anywhere, and he was going to work his tail off. I think this kid puts on 15 pounds of muscle in the offseason, and we're going to see possibly an All-American as a sophomore season. Unbelievable game so far. Monty, I'm going to ask you first, and then I'm going to ask Jason, who is your player of the day?
Oh man, that's
Monty first. By the way.
that is brutal. I'm gonna just go Jason DeCaro.
I like that. Jason DeCaro was big.
And 9 strikeouts. He was able to just battle through it. I mean, he looked good. He looked good from the start. And again, he doesn't give up any runs or any of that. The first run, if it's not a bloop double against the shift, and again, that's woulda, coulda, shoulda. That's just baseball. But he pitched well, and when he did give up contact, it was still weak contact.
Yeah, I mean, it really was. It was really tremendous
Except
there.
for the 106.
The 106
Yeah, by the way,
mile.
Austin Fowley hit a 106 mile an hour
Did not leave the ball.
fly ball that was about 40 feet short of the fence. And I don't understand how that works, how that didn't carry at all, because the ball that got out that Owen Hull hit was, I think, 102.
The wind died down a little bit, but now it's picking back up. But it was high at the beginning of the game, and it kind of knocked everything down. But later in the game, it really did open up and kind of like let these teams hit a little bit. But it was all UNC. Who's your player of the day, Jason?
Well, this is an easy one now. Thank you for giving me at least 2 minutes to think about it.
I
But I
didn't
didn't
talk for 2
need 2
minutes.
minutes. It's Mr. Corn on the cob. You have to go for Corn. So we talked about like sticking to schedule and how Cole not really, what did he get out in the third?
Yep.
That's not schedule. And if you look at West Virginia as a whole, they're really a team that maybe goes 5-6 deep from a pitching staff. If they were to go Corn and he were only to get like 3 innings and they were to lose, they would be in a lot of hurt. So the fact that he was able to go 6 and get the win, it basically keeps them on schedule. I mean, it makes it to where they can bring Cole back in game 3. They can go Montez out of the bullpen. They'll go Yell. I mean, they've got Bassinger. So they've got enough to where they can get past game 2 and then kind of make things work game 3, game 4, because they're going to have their hands full with North Carolina. That is for sure.
For certain. I mean, that's a very good North Carolina team, very good West Virginia team. I wanted to lean Taylor Rabb. He pitched his butt off. I mean, he really pitched. Yeah, 2 hits. One of them was a home run. He pitched really great. But I am going to go with the West Virginia kid, the 9-hole hitter, Tyus Hall. Guy gets 4 RBIs. The guy has been unreal as of late. He goes out there and gets 4 RBIs in the biggest moments for them. Unreal performance from him. Very, very excited. Monty, I'm going to start with you here. Who do you like in both games tomorrow? Or on Sundays, we have Troy taking on Ole Miss. And West Virginia. Oh, you want to start?
Well, give Monty a way to think because we got to flip it up.
And that's fair. That's fair. And then West Virginia, North Carolina in the evening game.
Yeah. So wait, West Virginia, North Carolina. Are you talking about 2 days from
2
now?
days from now. Sunday.
Okay, I was like,
these same teams just on Sunday.
okay, I was like, you confuse the shit out of me. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go to start off with. I have to go North Carolina. I mean, even though I love Yell, I think North Carolina is kind of playing on another level right now. So I think that's going to be a close one, but I think it's going to be a little higher scoring than this game. Give me like a 6-4 type game. That, of course, that was effectively what tonight's score was. But that feels like that one. And I think you have to go Ole Miss over Troy. I mean, Troy is really hitting it, but you look at Town. I mean, they could pitch Townsend, they could pitch Elliott. but I feel like I'd have to assume that they may go Townsend.
Yeah.
So
Hits lefties better.
Troy hit ball real hard. We barely talked about Janicki, but he hit ball real hard. So I mean, I like Ole Miss's pitches. I was talking with some Ole Miss guys afterwards, and I said, you know, we were talking about it's difficult to win it if you lose game one. Ole Miss is a pitching staff that can do that. They legitimately go 5 like crazy arms. And Forrest was talking about, he's like, we faced 3 of them tonight. So I think they can come out of the losers bracket, but I think they're going to have to come out swinging. This is a kind of game where you win like 10-2. Then you can kind of pitch your student manager, 8 and 9 inning, like try to save a little bit of your bullpen. So I'm going to go North Carolina. I'm going to go Ole Miss. And I think it's going to set up a really good 1-1 game between Ole Miss and West Virginia.
I like that. Monty, who are your picks for Sunday?
Just to be a little contrarian, and because things don't always go as expected, I have to pick Troy. I think, just because everything you said is completely correct, and we just need to just try. Yeah. So
Can't do that.
right. So because of what you said, I still am just like, it makes sense to me. But then, how many times do we see baseball just go the complete opposite direction?
A lot here.
That's why I'm going to go with Troy. So if you're looking for a gut feeling, you can go with me. If you're looking for actual evidence and logic, Jason's probably the best bet.
Statistical analysis.
Do not jump on the train with me. That's a disclaimer. Talking about the night, it's going to be a fun pitching matchup. It's going to be another time where North Carolina is going to have to weather the storm of an elite pitcher.
Yeah.
And now they've faced 3 of the best in the country now, kind of in a row. Mason Edwards. I mean, Andrew Johnson had that absolutely fantastic
Andrew
start.
Johnson was terrific.
But
7-8 innings.
yeah. And then, so it's funny because they missed all these guys in the ACC. They missed facing Wes Mendez. They didn't face Ryan Marone or Jacob Duden before their injuries. They didn't face Chris Lavonis. So they're making up for all that lost pitching here in Omaha in the postseason, and it's going to be interesting. But I think North Carolina's got this momentum. They've got this self-belief. They've got this culture and standard. I'm going to ride the Tar Heels to kind of deliver there over West Virginia, but it's going to be close.
It's going to be close. I am going with Troy in the morning game as well. I think that they're just going to build a little bit of momentum. I think Skylar Meade's going to get this ball club ready. I was shocked by how well they were performing against that West Virginia staff and how much they attacked Chance and Cole to start. I think the same thing. I think if they go Hunter Elliott in this game, they're going to attack Elliott. So I really do believe that Ole Miss is going to go Cade Townsend in this one and try to get the upper hand with the better pitching matchup there against that right-hander, because I think Troy just hits lefties too good. So I think that they're going to go Townsend, but I like Troy in that game. And I also like West Virginia. Country Road at night. I think that they're going to come out. I think you're going to see so much effort here from this crowd. I mean, it's going to be 50-50 because there are a lot of Carolina fans here. There's a lot of West Virginia fans here. I think it's going to be very exciting. That Sunday night game is going to be electric, guys. I cannot wait so much.
Mark, I'm stripping you of your ACC membership. ACC.
Though, if I pick against them, it means that they're going to win. I picked Mountaineers to win the national title, so I have to pick them on air here.
Pick them this game.
That's true.
Them to win the whole.
That's
And if
true.
they go down, if they lose this one, it's a real hard road against the North Carolina team that would have all its arms.
By the way, talk about riding vibes.
Riding vibes hard, man. West Virginia. I'm not gonna lie. My wife. I sent my wife the video of me video of Country Road from down here. She's like, "Did you cry?" I'm like, "Shut up. That's mean." I did.
Mark, do you know where the best place is to ride the vibes?
I don't.
Country roads.
Country roads.
Western Virginia, by the way.
Any final thoughts you want to add for the fans here, Monty, as we tune out here and get ready for game 2 or day 2?
Oh, I thought you were literally asking me and then passing.
Are we gonna pick tomorrow's games? Like, what are we talking about? Tomorrow's games?
There's games tomorrow.
Yes, there are games tomorrow's games.
We can talk tomorrow's game.
Yeah. I got Micah dancing in the background. It's quite lovely.
Let's talk about tomorrow's game.
Oh, wow.
Let's
Yes,
talk about
lovely.
tomorrow's game. We got 4 SEC.
I don't think we should because it just means more.
Yeah. You don't want to talk about.
No,
the
I'm
SEC.
really excited about talking about 3.
Alabama and Oklahoma. That's who we get in the morning. Well, not morning. It's 2:00 tomorrow. It's a later start there. What do you think about that one there, Jason? 2:00. We get Alabama and Oklahoma. That's going to be a great matchup. Cord Rager versus Tyler Fay.
You took the word right out of my mouth, and that word is Rager. So for the individuals who haven't really seen him, he's basically been like the Sunday guy for Oklahoma up until effectively the last 3 weeks. He is dominant. He is a massive lefty. He's a freshman. He is very good. Talking with some individuals on the Oklahoma coaching staff, they basically said what's turned it around has been in their young arms. So the fact that their young arms have been going crazy, and they've also had some bats that are just on another level at the moment. I kind of like Oklahoma in this one, and I feel like bad for Alabama because I feel like I've been fading them for too long, and something tells me like stop fading them. They're actually good, and they are good. But I like Rager a lot. So for me, I'm leaning Oklahoma. Game 2. Have we jumped to game 2, or am I going
Just
a little
game
too
one.
quick?
Just
We're
game
going a
one.
little too quick. My
Just
bad.
game 1. But before Monty goes, I do want to say, if you guys have not used our code JBB, get 20% off your first order for Home Field Apparel. Go check them out. Tons of Home Field Apparel. Lots and lots of gear. Support your home team. Go get that Home Field Apparel. Monty, Oklahoma, Alabama, really good pitching matchup. We're going to have a lot this week.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun seeing this Big 12 versus SEC matchup. Watching the I don't know why you guys are laughing, but it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Traditional SEC matchup. What are you
Oh, well,
They've been
Jason-
there
by
for
the
all
way,
of
by
2
the way,
years.
Jason doesn't like Alabama, and he's clearly gonna fade them until he's correct. Until you're correct.
Hey, Monty, if you've watched our podcasts on Mondays, I don't think there's a team I've been harder on than Oklahoma. And I've told members of their coaching staff that I was like, guys, I jumped off the bandwagon pretty damn aggressively about 6 weeks ago. They have remarkably turned.
Well, and I will say,
Unbelievable
and I will
turnaround. The
say,
best turnaround maybe in college baseball.
and I will say you should have.
Yeah.
But what they did in Atlanta, I was there firsthand. The resilience and the ability to just put the fear in Georgia Tech there and then beat Georgia Tech. You got to feel somewhat invincible. They played like that in
They
Kansas.
really did.
They got to be feeling it's a completely different ball club. I know people will point to the regular season. That's over, guys. This is a completely different ball club
Different
over the
team.
last couple of weeks, and they're coming in here with the most confidence in the world. If they can beat Georgia Tech, they can beat anybody in their mind. It's going to be a lot of fun to see Oklahoma. I don't really know who to pick here. I kind of want to side with Tyler Fay here, and Alabama.
Hometown boy.
The experienced arm here with over the freshman because it's a big moment for Rager, but I like to call him Rager because that's just a cooler,
It's going to be a rager.
forget
at
the
2 o'clock.
pronunciation guide in that one.
Right. I don't know.
Oh,
I guess on.
I just assumed that you looked at the
Skip said it was
pronunciation
Rager.
guide.
Skip,
Okay,
Skip said it was
okay.
Rager.
Yeah,
My 50-50 was
yeah.
right for
Skip said it was Rager, but I'm right. It's Rager. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited about that one because I really like both those two clubs, even though what Oklahoma did to me. And then it's going to be interesting to see who steps up offensively for those two teams. I know John Lem, who we got to interview, he's playing through a broken finger, he's able to hit, able to go. You've got some really good stories on both sides. Oklahoma, with Dayton LaChance. Who's been on fire, didn't speak a lick of English a couple of years ago when he got to McClellan Community College. Not sure how much he speaks now, but it sounds like he speaks enough.
Fair amount. It's a fair amount now.
So, but yeah, good to see the sport has grown and found its way to French Canada.
French. There's a lot of Canadians now.
But
they're not French Canadians.
Thank you.
Yes,
You
yes. Not a lot
tried
of
to
French
pull that the
Canadians.
other
I
day,
did
and
pull
it's
that the other
very
day.
different.
A lot
Very
of
different.
Australians too that we've seen here.
Yep.
Blake Cavell.
deep to these players. I have no idea.
Listen, I like Alabama, and the straight fact is I think that they're going to show up and hit, and I've been on Alabama all year. Listen, I think Rob Vaughn's got this team believing in everything that they do. Don't look at the stats. The stats say, hey, this team has a hard time hitting people, has a hard time hitting lefties. I think that they show up. I think that they do big things. Brady Neal returning here to Omaha with this team. I think that he's going to be going off. I think that this is going to be a big one for Alabama. I think they go out and take care of business against Oklahoma. I think we knock the cape off of Oklahoma here, and they're no longer that Superman.
Mark,
Was he
Mark,
with
did,
LSU in 23.
Yeah, he was with LSU.
Okay.
I'd like to throw out that Mark effectively just said, "This team is good. Don't Google that," because you said don't check the, don't look at the stats.
Actually, if you looked at both of these teams, you'd probably be like, "How are they here?"
Yeah. No, I know. I just love that he goes, "Don't look at the stats." He basically said, "Don't fact check me."
Alabama's
I'm
pitching
correct.
staff has been elite.
Yeah.
If you look at Oklahoma, you're like, "How did this
Yeah.
happen?" Because they've walked.
You'd have to have
everyone and
watched.
their dog.
Yeah, you'd have to watch the games to have known how well Oklahoma has done.
And how well Alabama has been able to hit in clutch situations. Now, I am going to be honest with you folks. They have 2 hitters over 300. That's it. The rest of this team hits under 300. They have really struggled to get those big ones, but they get the big hits. So they haven't had a lot of hits, but they get the big ones when they need them. So very excited for that one. Let's talk about the evening game. Bonnie, I'll start with you here. That's going to be just a ridiculous slugfest, I think, between two huge teams. I think the winner of that game has such an advantage for the rest of the College World Series. Texas and Georgia take each other on 7 p.m. tomorrow. I can't wait.
Am I doing right?
Yeah, you're going horns?
Oh, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful.
I
Am I picking? Is
No,
this-
he's picking.
Oh,
still. You pick the horns just straight up, just like that. You taking Texas?
mean, I'm not going to acknowledge the other team, but Dylan Volantis, Sam Cozart, I believe in Texas. I believe in Sloss. He's been here before lots of times. I think he's gonna be able to deliver something special.
It's unreal. Yeah, he's going Texas. He's going Schloss. He's going the sophomore lefty Volantis. I like it.
So help me out, Monty. What is the Georgia hate? Is that because they're in like the vicinity of Georgia Tech?
I can't get into it on air.
Okay. Okay.
We'll go with that just for the
Okay. Wow. Wow. Yeah.
Really odd.
I mean, it is dark. It's like a baseball after dark, but maybe just a little too much for the fans at home. Kids are still up. I mean, you have to go pitching. What have we seen game 1, game 2 right now? You have such a big ballpark that the best pitchers are kind of the ones that have kind of like taken over. And you've got a top 5 pitcher in the country right now at Volantis. Now, I think what's going to really be important is you can't see me right now, but I'm pointing towards center field where the flags are currently blowing pretty aggressively in. Yeah. If it stays like that,
right now.
If it stays like that, and you have a team like Georgia that hit ball real far a lot of times, like 180 times in over a season, I think you have to continue to like Texas, because those balls that were feeding trees are going to be feeding the warning track, and that's just not going to be enough.
And one of my issues with Georgia is actually around Foley Field and the way the ball carries there. The way the ball carries there.
What's Georgia Tech in right center field? Real tiny?
Is it?
I don't know. I just made
it
it up.
It does fly out there.
It does fly out Georgia Tech.
But like Foley Field is
both Athens and Atlanta, the ball flies.
Wake Forest might be one that could probably bring in there too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wake Forest is taking a ricochet shot there, but but yeah, it's gonna be interesting because I did mention when you guys were doing the show the other night that they hit the ball a lot, but I've seen teams go cold. We've all seen teams
them all go cold here.
If the wind's flying out, they'll be fine. But if it's blowing in like this, we're gonna really test that theory that they can win in a variety of ways, because they've said that they can. They've shown that they can at times. So we're gonna see if Georgia can do that, because they're gonna have to find a different way to win if the wind's blowing in.
Yep. I am taking Georgia in this game. I think that they get after Volantis a little bit early. I think that they hit lefties pretty good, and I think that that's going to be a big thing for this Georgia team. I think that they're going to get after it early. I think the wind is supposed to be about normal. It's only supposed to be about 70 tomorrow, and we should not see a wind blowing in. It should be pretty calm. It says 9-mile-an-hour winds expected tomorrow with gusts up to 15. That's not a lot of wind here. If you've ever been in Omaha, that ain't a lot here.
I will say they also said, I believe Georgia said they didn't have a good BP.
Yeah,
which generally, by the way, in baseball terms, that generally means they're gonna have a
they're gonna break during the game. Yeah, absolutely.
So question is I have for the group. I think Jackson has 29 stolen bases, if I remember correctly. Yeah. Does he get to the 30-30? They have to at least do it.
I think that if he gets an opportunity, they give him a chance. I think that West goes, hey, go get that kid.
See, that's what I'm wondering. Is like, as a coach, you want to give your kid like that, but also, as a coach, you gotta win. And if you're going up against a Volantis, I mean, you're gonna have at least 2 games.
But he didn't get those 29 stolen bases because have fun out there. Like,
yeah, for sure. I mean,
so like if they,
he's got wheels.
Right? Yeah. So like, yeah. I mean, I don't have any doubts that he's gonna get that. And I don't think it's gonna be because, hey, go out there and get that. I think it's gonna be a moment where it can help the team win.
See, that's what I was kind of wondering. Is like, do you think it's gonna be strategic, or do you think it's gonna be like feel good?
Whatever comes first.
Exactly.
And it's probably gonna be, I think, strategic because of how close.
I believe West actually just probably won't open it up unless it is the right time, and he's gonna trust his guys to be in the right spot.
Agreed with that.
Perfect. Any final thoughts here as we head into day 2, fellas?
Hook 'em.
He's all hook 'em.
Hook 'em. What is this insanity? I'm excited to see some more long balls. What do we say? Like 4?
I thought you were gonna say Longhorns.
No, Longhorns. No. I feel like tomorrow we're gonna see some more home runs. Yeah. Maybe not game 1. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. How many were hit today? Like 4?
I think it was 4.
Well, Oklahoma doesn't hit a ton. We know that. They have the least amount of the 8 teams.
Yeah. So
but in the last 30 games, Oklahoma's had the most.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's
chance hit ball real far.
Yeah. He went from 0 home runs to 16.
Was that Dayton?
Dayton LaChance.
I don't know. The other was LaChance had 14. Who is
Tonky?
Yeah.
He's the guy
who hit the walk-off against
Georgia.
Yep, over center field.
Just hammered. Yeah. So I'm very excited for that one. So, fellas, thanks so much for joining us. Guys, we will be joining you again tomorrow night. Check out all of our live cuts. We're going to be on the field doing interviews, and we'll get you guys all the way through the rest of the College World Series. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, Jared's there cutting us off.
Turn it off, Jared.
or I can keep talking. We can just
I mean,
slide these guys over.
I don't know. It still says live. It still says live. I don't know if I don't know if that turns it off though. I
No,
think
because
that
it was
keeps
just
it
how
going.
us leave